I just came back from watching the Minecraft movie, and that's already after I watched it yesterday. This is my second time watching it, which lets you know what I think about it. I absolutely love this movie. It's not good, like nowhere near. It's probably like mediocre, I'd say, but oh my goodness, I loved it so much. Uh where do I even start? Let me talk about the cast real quick because the cast is stacked in this movie. They got Jack Black, Jason Momoa, that woman from Two Broke Girls as the vice principal. You got the grandma from Moana as the villain, Malgosha, I think her name was. They probably spent a lot of money on the cast alone, and then there's the whole visual effects. Yes, some of it does look ugly, but the environments look stunning. Stunning, that's the word I'm gonna use. And the mobs too, they looked so weirdly cute, I'd say. Let's go over some of the characters. How about that? Steve, Jack Black, amazing. Loved every second he was on screen. I don't know why I only noticed this in this movie, but the expressions that Jack Black makes in this movie are so funny. I love it when he raises his eyebrows like The Rock. The movie basically starts with the loading screen for Minecraft whenever you make a new world. And Jack Black Steve narrates over it. He says the line, the one where, "As a kid, I yearned for the mines." He has a very interesting origin story. Him as a character is very funny. A lot of people complained when they first saw Jack Black as Steve, but Steve is barely even a character in Minecraft, so it would be hard to really adapt him in a way. I'm not saying I wouldn't prefer someone else, maybe. I don't know. I really liked Jack Black though. I really enjoyed him in the movie. He also creates a like theme park named Steve World, which I really hope is a reference to Stampy's Funland because it kind of reminded me of it. And by the way, during this auction scene is where we start getting a few cameos. We get Dan TDM and LD Shadow Lady in there. I don't know if there were any others. There weren't any others I could recognize, but just seeing them was great. They didn't even say anything. They were just there. Something I thought was very funny was that Jason Momoa Garrett was used for most of the slapstick in the movie. Like most of what he does in the movie is scream, run, and get absolutely demolished by like all of the characters. He gets beat up by the piglins, by the vindicators, even by the by the chicken jockey. And I did not know that Jason Momoa could act that funny. Like I only know him as Aquaman and that one dude from Game of Thrones. And seeing him in a comedy is interesting. One of my favorite parts about the movie is its B plot. Not only is it barely existent, but it it resonates with you. So the B plot is a nitwit villager steps out of the portal into the real world, then gets run over by Principal Marlene. This chain of events leads them to go out on a date. The That's not it. During the date, Marlene says the funniest things. Like, she says that he's an amazing listener and how her previous husband didn't have any personality like he does. It's probably the funniest part in the movie. You might wonder why they would do this. Why would they add this part? My theory is that they didn't expect that they would actually convince Jennifer what's her name to be in this movie. And when she actually did agree to be in the movie, the writers are like, "Oh, we need to find a good way to put her in the story." And like now it's a short thing, so let's give her a B plot where she goes out with a villager, and that's basically what happens. She goes out with a villager. Some funny stuff happen, and when they date, they go to this restaurant, and one of the waiters there is actually Jeb, the one of the main developers from Minecraft, which is a very nice cameo. The cameos in this movie are very nice, and there's also when they go to Midport Village, there's the pig with the crown referencing Technoblade, which is that one was very beautiful. The theater that I was in was absolutely nuts. Every time something funny or something iconic happened, the entire the entire theater would clap and cheer. Before the movie even began, everyone in the theater like talked to each other and agreed that when Steve said the line "I am Steve," everyone would say it with him and then cheer on. And they actually did go through with it, and it was magical, absolutely magical. The amount of one-liners that Jack Black says in this movie is hilarious. One of my favorite parts is right before the climax when they're ready to suit up and gear up. Jack Steve says, "First we mine, then we craft. Let's Minecraft." Then the entire theater clapped. This is the kind of movie that you don't take seriously, you know? You know it's corny. It's really corny, and I love it for it. I think the Woodland Mansion, even though it wasn't there for a lot of time, is very good. The sets for it looked very spooky, very spooky, I'll say, and the Vindicators and Evokers also very cool, especially the whole scene with the Enderman and Henry. Well, what happened was they kind of changed how the Enderman worked. So instead of the Enderman just attacking Henry when they meet eyes, first what happened was the Enderman kind of gave him some sort of hallucination and vision, and it showed all the characters telling him about how much of a loser he is and he can't do anything and all his rockets suck or something like this. And my favorite part about this is while this whole vision is happening, you see when you see the characters, they all have these purple glowing eyes to match the Enderman, all except for Steve, who has white glowing eyes. I think this was in one of the trailers, but I didn't watch any of the trailers except for the teaser. So, if it wasn't, I just think it's crazy that they snuck that in. I am convinced that that's supposed to be some sort of reference to Herobrine. And let's not forget the whole fighting ring with the chicken jockey. That was a hilarious scene. Seeing Garrett get absolutely demolished by the little baby zombie, hilarious. Love that. That's some nice music. Speaking of, this movie actually has a few I wouldn't say musical numbers, but like short song breaks where Jack Black sings something. There's the one that everyone knows about, which is the lava chicken one. But there's also one where he sings about there's also one where he and Garrett sing something to distract the illagers in the Woodland Mansion right before they get put in the fighting ring. Also, right before they all go back to the real world, he says goodbye to his dog Dennis and he sings a song about it, and it's very beautiful. You even see like a wandering trader cry when he sings it. It's hilarious. And there's also a song in the end where they sing about like, oh, being creative is awesome, and I don't know, I wasn't listening to the lyrics. There was also this part where they go to like a redstone mine, and there was this whole section with a creeper farm. Oh look, there's one right there. That one was very intense. I also thought the way that they designed the creepers was very interesting. They had this like grassy look to them, and they made these very weird noises. They also did have some of the sound effects from the game, but not just for the creeper. Like, a lot of the sound effects from the game were used in the movie. I also loved how ridiculous Jack Black looks in the diamond armor. They must have known they looked ridiculous in it because they immediately take it off right when Malgosha, was that the name? Malgosha destroys it. Speaking of Malgosha, let's talk for a moment about Malgosha because she's a very funny character, very funny villain. Also pretty diabolical. Like in one of the first scenes that we see her, there's this little baby piglin who's drawing a very cute drawing, and she's like, "Oh, come here, let me take a look at it." But then she goes over and stabs him, and the little piglin dies. He gets turned into bacon. Absolute menace she is. Not only that, there's also the scene right after she gets defeated where she tries to juke Steve like 3 times Anytime she tried to stab him, he would just flick the knife away like it was nothing. It was absolutely hilarious. The third time, he wasn't even looking. She just fell. Also, her backstory is hilarious. Her whole backstory is that she was in like the Nether's Got Talent, and she did like a whole dance to the music of Pigstep, and um, all the piglins laughed at her, and that's basically it. That's basically the origin story. She danced, no one liked it, and now she's evil. Really tells you something about the world, doesn't it? The monsters also looked really good in the movie, especially the spiders. Oh my goodness, the spiders looked very freaky. I'm glad that they only showed up in like one scene because they looked very freaky. I'm not taking care of that. Now, a lot of people are obviously not going to be happy with this movie for a plethora of reasons. But I think you should all calm down because since the beginning, I knew that Mojang knew what they know what they're doing. Trust me. I know that Mojang has a bit of history of making decisions, but this time I think they have something planned because right before the teaser for the Minecraft movie first dropped, we got a teaser from Netflix announcing that they're going to make an animated series of Minecraft. And I'm pretty sure everyone completely forgot about it as soon as the Minecraft movie trailer came out because I am very certain, like I'm hoping that the Minecraft series is going to be what we hoped the Minecraft movies would be. It's going to be animated. It's probably going to be done in the style of the trailers, which I really hope it is because that is an amazing style, and I would love to see more. A story for Minecraft is not one that could be explained in one movie or two. It would definitely take an entire series to do something like that. So even if you don't like the movie and wished for better, I think you should wait until the series comes out because I think that's going to be a good not replacement. I think that's gonna be good, but I'm hopeful for the Minecraft series. With that being said, I still really love the Minecraft movie. Before I go, I want to talk about this movie's two post-credit scenes. One of them, which is the mid-credit scene, shows shows Marlon and the villager with getting married, and not only that, the villager actually starts speaking English, and Marlon starts to speak villager, and the way she does it is hilarious. And the voice for the villager nitwit is Matt Berry, I think. I'm pretty sure that's his name. I only know him as Poseidon or Bubbles from SpongeBob, but you might know him from other places, including Disenchanted, which was an animated series. In that series, he voiced a prince that got transformed into a pig, and in his pig form, he would still wear a crown. That is a very big coincidence, but it's a welcome one. Then the post-credit scene, which is at the very, very end, is the most Marvel thing I've ever seen, the most hype thing I've ever seen. Steve, after going back to the real world at the end of the movie, he goes back to his old house, and he sees that someone else is owning it, and he asks if he could go see the chest that's in the attic. And she's like, sure, come in. My name's Alex. They put Alex at the post-credit scene like she's a Nick Fury. That was the most hype thing I've ever seen. And not only that, they didn't actually show her face, only her back. I'm hoping for the reason is so that they could cast like a well-known actor for her in the. There's probably going to be a sequel. Like, let's face it, even if this movie is bad, and I don't think it's that bad, it's definitely going to make like a bajillion dollars, and definitely going to make enough for a sequel. Which means that whoever is going to play Alex is probably going to be someone famous as well. Like, I don't know. Who's Ginger? Ed Sheeran? Never mind. There's probably more that I could have talked about in this video, but this is my first time doing something like this. I'm just trying things out, and I just really wanted an excuse to talk about the Minecraft movie to someone because this is it's an insane thing that happened. Let me know what you think about the movie in the comments if you've watched it. I mean, I hope that you've watched it because I basically went over a bunch of spoilers in this video. So yeah, if you didn't watch it, then whoops, sorry. I wanna start a Minecraft series at one point. I don't know when because I do have other videos planned to make, which are not Minecraft. But I'm trying to figure out what kind of series I want it to be like. Because I don't like playing survival that much. I'm more of a creative guy, but I'll see what I can do. With that being said, this has been SuperAngel. Good day, good night, and good everything. Bye bye.